In this video, I want to have a look at simplifying fractions. So to simplify a fraction means that we want to write it in its lowest equivalent form. So to simplify a fraction, we're going to divide the numerator and denominator by something called the highest common factor. So the highest common factor is the biggest number that you can divide both the numerator and the denominator by. So for example, if our numerator was 10, and our denominator was 24. We want to find the biggest number that we can divide both of those by. So if we think about the factors of 10, so numbers that we could divide 10 by, we could divide it by 2 and 5, or we could divide it by 10, or 1 as well, but dividing by 1 won't change it, so that's not going to help us. Then if we have a look at 24 and think about its factors, so we could divide 24 by 2 or 12, we could divide it by 8 and 3. We could divide it by 4 and 6, or we could divide it by 24. So we want to find the biggest number that's in both of those lists, and in this case, it's just going to be 2. So let's have a look at an actual question where we simplify a fraction. So our first example asks us to simplify the fraction 20 over 50. So the biggest number that you can divide both 20 and 50 by is going to be 10. So to simplify this, we're going to divide the top by 10 and we're going to divide the bottom by 10 as well. And that would give us 20 divided by 10 is 2 and 50 divided by 10 is 5. So simplified, our fraction is 2/5. Now if you can't spot the highest common factor straight off, maybe you're looking at 20 over 50 and you're not sure what the highest common factor is. If you can find anything that you can divide the top and bottom by, we can do that step and then see if we can simplify it again. So for example, if you can tell that because they're both even numbers, we can divide them both by 2. So let's do that. We'll divide top and bottom by 2. So 20 divided by 2 is 10, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. Then we have to look at our answer and see whether we could simplify it again. So we need to look at 10 and 25, and maybe you can spot that those are both divisible by 5. So divide the top and the bottom by 5. 10 divided by 5 would give us 2, and 25 divided by 5 gives us 5. So we still end up with that 2/5, but it took us 2 steps instead of 1. But sometimes if you can't find the highest common factor straight away, you can do it and just take 2 steps instead. Our next question, we've got 16 and we've got 36. So let's go ahead and have a look at their highest common factors. So I know factors of 16 could be 2 or 8 or 4. I know that factors of 36 could be 12 and 3. They could be 4 and 9. And I can see that 4 is in both of those lists. You could also have a few more in there as well, but 4 is in both of those lists, so let's do that. So we divide the top and bottom both by 4. I'm going to end up with 16 divided by 4 is 4, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. So simplified is 4 over 9, and we can just double check that there's no common factors, there's nothing else left that we could divide both 4 and 9 by, so that is our simplest form. Alright, now last one is 35 over 15. So straight away, because they both end in 5s, I'm going to divide them both by 5. So 35 divided by 5 is going to give me 7, and 15 divided by 5 is going to give me 3. So we can leave our answer like this if we want to as an improper fraction, or if we wanted to, we could rewrite it as a mixed numeral as well. So 3 goes into 7 twice, and then there's 1 remainder. So we could write it as 7 over 3 or 2 1/3. So let's have a look at simplifying fractions.